Have you ever spent a cold winter's night alone in a cabin while danger lurks outside? Well, I haven't either, but that's about to change. I installed a modified mod pack called Robert's Curse that is heavily based off from the Fog and Minecraft PS1 edition. I'll be attempting to play and beat Minecraft the way it was truly meant to be played, as a survival horror. I have never beaten Minecraft by myself, so I thought I should challenge myself. And boy, is it an intense challenge. So buckle up, grab your snacks, then turn off the lights, and join me for the ride. I start a new world and I find myself abandoned on the plains. Speaking of abandoned, I spot a cobweb-covered cottage nearby. Hoping to find some loot, I go inside. Unfortunately, there's nothing in the barrels that line the walls, but I do spot some lanterns that I definitely want. I don't have any tools, so I can't get them just yet. I go into the attic and spot a spawner, but again, I don't have any tools, so I leave. I spot a tree nearby and I harvest its wood so I can craft a pickaxe. After destroying this beautiful nature, I have my pickaxe and I head back to the cabin. I retrieve the lanterns, but I forget to go upstairs and destroy the spawner. I was kind of in a rush because night would soon fall, and I for one didn't want to be caught outside with my pants down. I soon found a place that I could possibly call my home. There was some nice little bees nearby, and I thought they would keep me nice company. I keep spying all of these towers made of mossy cobblestone, and I knew something was wrong with them. So I decided to destroy them. These mossy cobblestones would make a fine addition to my future home, if I would ever start building it. I also noticed that there are a lot of trees in this area, and I for one get very uncomfortable when I'm surrounded by trees in Minecraft. I feel like anything could be lurking nearby, especially at night when they have a chance to spawn. With materials I collected along the way, I craft the basic necessities. And I start chopping down those terrifying trees. After working really hard and clearing the land, I decide to start building a small shitty house so that I can hide in it for the night. Darkness was approaching soon, and I needed to get this done quick. I don't know exactly what mobs are going to be lurking around at night, but I have a good idea. None that are good. With shitty house almost complete, darkness encroaches the land. It's a good thing I got those lanterns, because I didn't find any coal along the way. I properly light up the area as best as I can to make sure nothing can spawn close nearby. I put down some essentials and I quickly build a door to keep evil things out. Now safe inside my shitty little home, I wait out the night. While staring longingly at the full moon, wishing I had any sort of company, I get the urge to go outside. And then I spot him. This is not what I asked for when I wish for another person. I quickly barricade the door, because I know what his antics are. The man from the fog tries his best to get inside, but unfortunately for him, he's too tall, too dark, and too handsome. and as quickly as he comes, he disappears into the night. At this point, I'm now terrified. There was a strange man standing in the trees, and I knew those trees were bad luck. I destroyed a section of my shitty house in order to craft a sword, because I didn't trust anything that would be outside that door when I left in the morning. And it's a good thing that I did too. I survived the night and I left the next morning. Cautiously, I might add. I spot a zombie nearby and I was determined to murder it. But little did I know that I was being stalked again. A weird, antlered freak bum rushed me and chased me back into the house. Just like my childhood dreams and wonder, the antlered man was lost to this world. With newfound courage after slaughtering a completely unarmed man, I set out once more. Then I happened to see you-know-who again. At this point, I'm starting to think I need a restraining order against this man. He stands in my trees, he chases me inside, and he harasses me until he decides to leave. At this point, I make a mental note that I am cutting down all the trees surrounding my house. Once more, I go back out into the world. I really need to find some sheep so I can sleep through the night. I'm tired of you-know-who spawning next to my house and watching me inside. So I build a boat and I get ready to set sail. What newfound horrors wait me on the other side of the pond? Hopefully nothing too bad. When I get there, I find a mountainous area and I start mining rocks. I also get lucky and find one piece of coal, but I'll take it. I want to make sure that I get enough stone that I can build a good foundation to my future home. After collecting a good amount of stone, I set off to explore the surrounding area. And I happen to find a cute little creature nearby. Immediately, I thought to myself, I want him. He will soon be a part of my family, but that will have to wait. I keep exploring, and I find a ruined nether portal nearby. Just like how my mother views me, I'm not impressed with the contents. But I take everything anyway. It might be some good use of later. I managed to squeeze into whatever armor I collected, and I set off back home. With the resources I gathered, I start the foundation to my future home. Then I go immediately inside because I get scared. I make some torches with the coal that I found, and slowly, might I add. Then I get the bright idea to finally craft a furnace. I cook some of the food that the animals nearby graciously gave to me. Night was upon the land and all the spooky critters soon came out. Does that mean my jilted lover is nearby? I scan the horizon, and honestly, I look in the trees, because I know that's where he likes to lurk. As soon as I get comfortable, some creepy ass shit starts to happen. I immediately block the door unknowing what could be nearby. I found it offensive that a zombie approached me in my house, so I killed him. I successfully made it to day 3 and cautiously left my house again. Still no sheep in hand. Today I would set out and finally find them. Of course, something always has to happen. I was assaulted in my house by a skeleton this time. Unfortunately, he was no match for the sun. After disintegrating under the sun, I went outside and collected his bones. Then I continued on my house. I feel like the most important thing here is to finally find sheep to make a bed, yet I really need to finish this stairway. I spot my bee friends nearby, and I get the idea that I need to get them some flowers. So I finish up whatever I was doing, and I set off finally to explore once more. I finally find some good materials, and I get to harvesting. During this playthrough so far, I find myself getting distracted quite easily. One task usually leads to another. But today I am determined to find what I actually truly need, which is wool. I soon grow tired of collecting the much needed stone, and I continue forth. I find some cute little roses nearby, and they would be perfect for my bees. I then get the odd feeling that I'm being watched, so I continue what I'm doing like nothing even happened. Not a care in the world, I continue forth, hoping that I would find something soon. And sure enough, I spy a large iron ore deposit. I quickly harvest everything I can possibly carry, which is a lot because I get sidetracked very often. Then, without finishing harvesting the coal, I leave. I make my way through a tiny forest and I spot something odd. While witnessing chicken murder and not putting 2 and 2 together, I try to avenge the other chicken, but turns out it's just another antlered freak. I soon finally did put 2 and 2 together, and I realized that these guys are actually skinwalkers. And when they kill something, they take the form of that beast. After walking around a bit, I still haven't found any sheep. So I get frustrated and I murder a cow. Don't worry, his gains go to a good cause. I continue on my trek, hoping that I would find something soon. And sure enough, I hear the sweet call of that baby lamb. With wool collected, I can finally go home and craft a bed. Unfortunately, I get lost. I didn't realize how far I walked, and night was soon falling. At this point, I was starting to panic. I even scared myself by forgetting that I had to breathe while underwater, but I cut that part out. Just now remembering that I had all the ingredients that I needed to craft a bed, I would sleep out in the woods tonight, hoping that nothing spawned nearby. I survived the night and successfully made it to day 4, where I immediately set off and got even more lost. I really didn't have a lot of stuff collected at my base, so at this point I was thinking I could just start over. But I kept trekking ahead. I did eventually wander upon my own home again. And I remembered I had those roses, so I would place them for my bee friends. After carefully placing my roses, I got back to more important matters, like actually building my house. I wanted to build a small, cute cottage right next to the river. But first, I needed to build a cellar, so I got to digging. This would also be used as my storage area, and honestly, my panic room. Everyone knows that basements are the safest place, especially in the Midwest. But everyone from the Midwest just likes to stand on their porch and stare at the tornadoes outside. So that's why I'm building a porch. I really wanted to get started on the walls, but I knew I wouldn't be able to finish it by nightfall. It was already getting dark, and I was getting scared. I got some work done, but then I realized I had that iron. I thought it would be smart to finally make some hardware that would do me good. I smelted what I had, and I built myself an axe and also a pickaxe. I thought it would be nice to have a stone fireplace for my cozy cottage, and with finding some maple logs nearby, I added it to my floor. I thought the contrast in wood would look pretty nice. Then I finally go to bed for the first time in my house. I make it to day 5, and all is well for once. My stalker can no longer spawn, and I continue working on my house peacefully. I really want to get this house done so then I can do more fun things, or what I consider more fun, like exploring dark, dangerous holes. But I have to get this house done. I take some calcite that I found in my cellar and I mark where the front door is going to be, because I have a hard time lining things up. As you can see, I am not good with placing blocks, but I have been playing Minecraft since it came out in 2011. You're probably wondering right now, how old exactly am I? With the voice of a 12-year-old and the wrinkles of a 6-year-old, who exactly knows? I figured I needed to add some minor details to my house, so I put in some stairs that would lead to the basement. Don't worry, I'm gonna go back and fix that stair. See? All fixed. With door in hand, I go into what's remaining of my shitty house and start moving things properly, starting with my bed that's gonna stay in the basement for right now. And then I go to sleep. It's now day 6 and we start the day off with something creepy. I thought I heard someone behind me, so I looked around, but no one was there. So, I got back to work and placed my door terribly. Perfect. Just kidding, I'm not that big of a degenerate. I fixed my doors and all is well. Then, I start to properly move all my crap. I build another chest, and I get ready to go down to the basement. With chest acquired, I head to the basement and get ready to organize. After finishing most of the organizing off camera, it begins to thunderstorm. And me being the dummy that I am, I forget that things spawn in thunderstorms. I soon start to hear a really weird noise, and I go upstairs to investigate. What in the fresh holy hell just spawned on my doorsteps? After seeing this monstrosity, I just continued downstairs. into my panic room, of course. After coming to terms with what must be done, I bravely go back upstairs to face my fears. I then get jump scared by a flash of light and forget what I was doing. But then, I was reminded. I realized Mr. Salad Fingers would not despawn, so I definitely had to go up there and take care of him. I organized my gear and I took a deep breath. With sword in hand, the battle commenced. But it wasn't much of a battle. It seems like he couldn't reach me, and I couldn't really reach him. It was over fairly quickly, and out of the corner of my eye, I spotted my stalker. Wait, rewind?